Thank you for joining. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जगद्गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपदा। निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल। Hare Krishna, Danutranam. Thank you all for joining. Let's start with the reading. Let's continue the reading. We are on the 21st chapter and we'll start with verse 106 today. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा. Hare Krishna. So we'll start with 106. There was one question about 21.58 about the Niritti, the demigod Niritti mentioned. And I searched a lot, and all I could find was that Niritti is a deity personifying death, decay, and sorrow. And in some places, it is also mentioned that it's another name for Kali, but that's not yet confirmed. So what we know for now is that it's a deity personifying death, decay, and sorrow. Okay, so now let's read 106. Today's section is also very beautiful. What we have been reading is description of this chapter is about Krishna's opulence and beauty, and we first read about Krishna's opulence, how great Lord Krishna is, how there are unlimited universes and everything is coming from Krishna, how it is impossible to count the number of universes, and then Krishna's beauty is being described. So we'll continue with the same theme today. Many beautiful verses coming up. Okay, Swati Mataji, you want to read 106?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
ब्रह्माण्डोपरि परव्योम तन्ये स्वरूप घन तान् सबारल्बले हरे माना पतिव्रता शिरोमणि यान् रे कहे वेदवाणी आकर्षये से लक्ष्मीगण. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The beauty of Krishna's body is so attractive that it attracts not only the demigods and other living entities within this material world, but the personalities of the spiritual sky as well, including the Narayanas, who are the expansions of Krishna's personality. The minds of Narayanas are thus attracted by the beauty of Krishna's body. In addition, the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, who are the wives of Narayanas, are the women described in the Vedas as the most chaste, are also attracted by the wonderful beauty of Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
So here it is mentioned, this is actually the unique feature of Lord Krishna. You know why? He is the supreme personality of Godhead, because he is the most attractive. He is attractive for everyone, not just in any particular planet, but all planets, all different levels of planets. There, Krishna is attractive. So that's why it's mentioned here that not just in the material world, not just for the living entities in the material world, but even Narayana, even Lakshmi Devi. So everybody is attracted to Krishna, Devatas, Devis, living entities, and even in the spiritual planet, everybody is attracted to Lord Krishna. So the Lakshmi Devi, the goddesses of fortune, they are the wives of Narayana and considered to be most chaste. Even they are attracted by the wonderful beauty of Krishna. So everything, all greatness, all beauty, all opulence, everything is coming from Krishna. Everything is in Krishna in completeness. So that is why Krishna is attractive for everyone, even Narayan, even Lakshmi Devi. Okay. So now let's go to the next verse, 107. Shobha Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, that was Pranamataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Just 107. Radhi Gopi Manorate Manatare Manamate Namadhare Madhya Mohana Jini Panchachara Sarpa Svayam Nava Sandharpa Rasa Kare Lana Gopi Gana. Translation by Yesupati Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Favoring the gopis, Krishna rides on the chariots of their mind, and just to receive loving service from them, he attracts their minds like Cupid. Therefore, he is also called Madana Mohana, the attractor of Cupid. Cupid has 5 arrows. representing form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. Krishna is the owner of these 5 arrows, and with his Cupid-like beauty, he conquers the mind of the gopis, though they are very proud of his super excellent beauty. Becoming a new Cupid, Krishna attracts their mind and engages in the Rasa dance. Haribol Chandrasana.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Thank you, Mataji. So we'll see the verses today are mostly going to be of the same length as this one. So when we are reading na, the second and the fourth lines, we can extend a little. Like Chadi gopi manorate manmatera manamate nama dhare madana mohana Jini Panchashara Darpa Swayam Nava Kandarpa Rasa Karela Gopi Gana. Okay, so we can read like this. So in this shloka, it is mentioned that, where comparisons, if we read with attention, that Krishna rides on the chariots of their minds, and just to receive loving service from them, he attracts their minds like Cupid. Now, Cupid, we all know Kamdev or Madan, is considered, the is considered like someone who's from whose arrows it is very difficult to escape, right? Because the attraction that happens is so strong that people are, ready to turn the world upside down because of that attraction which Cupid creates. It is such a strong attraction. But even Cupid is attracted to Krishna. That is, Cupid's name is Madan. So Krishna is Madan Mohan. He even attracts Cupid. He's the attractor of Cupid. Cupid has 5 arrows representing form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. Krishna is the owner of these 5 arrows. So everything that Cupid also has is coming from Krishna only. And with his Cupid-like beauty, he conquers the minds of the gopis, though they are very proud of their super excellent beauty. Now, the gopis are very, very beautiful. They are very talented. They have all, qualities, but even they are attracted to Krishna, and they come running to Krishna for the Rasa dance. So, Krishna is actually the original Cupid. Madan, or the Cupid that we know is just a reflection of Krishna's attractive force. And because we can see that, because the attraction that Cupid creates in this world is limited to the same species, right? A man attracted to woman, woman to man, or within animals, same species get attracted to the same species. But Krishna is such a Cupid that even Narayana is attracted to Krishna. Humans are attracted to Krishna. Devatas, Devis are attracted. Trees, cows, deers, all animals. Everyone is actually attracted to Krishna. And that is why Krishna is called as the original Cupid. And he's the one who can attract even uh, Madan himself, even Cupid himself. Okay? Yeah, let's go to 108. Sumati Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
Dandavat.
Krishna.
निज सम सखा संगे गोगण चरण रंगे वृंदावने स्वच्छंद विहारा यारा वेणुध्वनि शुनि स्थावर जंगम प्राणी पुलक कंप अश्रु बहिधारा. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Lord Krishna wanders in the forest of Vrindavana with his friends on an equal level, there are innumerable cows grazing. This is another of the Lord's blissful enjoyments. When he plays on his flute, all living entities, including trees, plants, animals, and human beings, tremble and are saturated with jubilation. Tears flow constantly from their eyes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the speciality of Krishna, the kind of ecstasy that devotees feel has been described here. So when Lord Krishna wanders in the forest of Vrindavan with his friends on an equal level, now he doesn't maintain that, the mood of opulence, or, that he is a supreme Lord. So there is no distance that he maintains between himself and the Gopas, his friends. He behaves like he's one of them. He's totally like, one of them. And there are innumerable cows grazing. This is another of the Lord's blissful enjoyments. When he plays on his flute, all living entities, including trees, plants, animals, and human beings, tremble and are saturated with jubilation. Tears flow constantly from their eyes. So that level of ecstasy is reached, and not just by human beings, but even by trees, plants, animals, everyone. They are so ecstatic hearing Krishna's flute, being in Krishna's presence, that they are trembling and they are saturated with jubilation, and in that ecstasy, tears are flowing constantly from their eyes. When Krishna used to walk in the forest, even the trees, they would just stoop down so that, somehow they could touch Krishna's lotus feet. So everyone, even like a tree, is considered to be an immovable object, right? It cannot really move on its own. But whatever movement is possible, even for the tree, that the tree is doing because of Krishna's presence. Okay. 109. Would someone like to read?
Mataji, may I?
Yes, Mataji. Please read.
Muktahara Bakapanti Indradhanu Pinchatati Tati Pitambara Vijuri Sanchara Krishna Nava Jaladhara Jagasasya Upara Varisaye Lila Mrita Dhara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna wears a pearl necklace that appears like a chain of white herons around his neck. The peacock feather in his hair appears like a rainbow, and his yellow garments appear like lightning in the sky. Krishna appears like a newly risen cloud, and the gopis appear like newly grown grains in the field. Constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon these newly grown grains, and it seems that the gopis are receiving beams of life from Krishna exactly as grains receive life from the rains. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji. So the description of Krishna's beauty and his greatness and his association with his devotees continues. So it is mentioned that Krishna wears a pearl necklace that appears like a chain of white herons around his neck. Herons are cranes. Now, cranes are white in color, right? And Krishna's complexion is bluish blackish. So that's why, it looks very, very beautiful against, uh, you know, uh, Krishna's beauty. The necklace, it appears like a chain of white herons around his neck. And the peacock feather in his hair appears like a rainbow, and his yellow garments appear like lightning in the sky. So all these are very, very minute description of Krishna's form, and they can help our meditation on the Lord. So whenever we see a peacock feather, it should remind us of Krishna. These things, or when we see a rainbow, we can imagine that, oh, Krishna's peacock feather appears like a rainbow, or the color yellow, or the lightning. All these things can remind us of yellow garments that Krishna wears, and they are like lightning in the sky. And Krishna appears like a newly risen cloud, and the gopis appear like newly grown grains in the field. Very, very beautiful description. Constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon these newly grown grains, and it seems that the gopis are receiving beams of light from Krishna. Now, when there are crops in the field, they really need the water, right? The shower of rains. So that's what is the condition of the gopis. That's why gopis are like newly grown grains, and Krishna is like the cloud. And the constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon these newly grown grains. And this, just like when the rain falls, the crops, they flourish more. They get more fresh, they get more energy, and the grains grow well. In the same way, Krishna is delighting the hearts of the gopis and other Brijvasis also. So just like the grains really need the rain, in the same way gopis and other devotees, they really need Krishna's presence, and they are delighted. Just like the crops are delighted when it rains, the gopis and other devotees are delighted when Krishna has these wonderful pastimes with them. And that's why it's mentioned that the gopis are receiving beams of light from Krishna. The rain is like a beam of life for the grains, right? In the same way for gopis, who is the beam of life? It is Krishna. Exactly as grains receive life from the rains, the gopis are receiving beams of life from Krishna. Now we'll go to the next one. Swati Mataji, you would like to read 110?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
माधुर्य भागवत सारा व्रज कैला प्रचारा ताहा शुक व्यासेरा नंदना ताने ताने भगवते वर्णियाचे जाना नैते ताहा सोनी माते भक्तगणा. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is in full all six opulences, including his attractive beauty, which engages him in conjugal love with the gopis. Such sweetness is the quintessence of his
Quintessence.
quality.
Quint-
Quintessence of his qualities. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, has described these pastimes of Krishna throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing the descriptions, the devotees become mad with love of God. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So the Lord is full in all six opulences. He's very, very beautiful, and he engages in conjugal love with the gopis. These pastimes of Lord Krishna are very, very beautiful. And so here it is mentioned by Mahaprabhu that Shukdev Goswami has described these pastimes of Krishna throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. And when we hear, then the devotees, when they hear, they get mad with love for Lord Krishna. Okay. So 111. Shobha Mataji, you want to read?
हरि बोल दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी. कहिते कृष्णे राधाते श्लोका पादे प्रेमावेशे प्रेमे सनातन आसहसादि गोपी भाग्य कृष्ण गुणा ये करी वर्णना भावावेशे मधुर गारति. Translation by Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada teaches, and just as the women of Mathura practically describe the fortune of the gopis of Vrindavana and the transcendental qualities of Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes the different mellows of Krishna and became overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Grasping the hand of Sanatana Goswami, he recited the following verse. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much. So when Lord Krishna was walking through the streets of Mathura, you know that the women of Mathura who were looking at Lord Krishna, they were really marveling at the fortune of the gopis of Vrindavan, right? So that is what is described here. Just as the women of Mathura ecstatically described the fortune of the gopis of Vrindavan and the transcendental qualities of Krishna, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the different mellows of Krishna. And when Mahaprabhu is giving these descriptions, because his heart is so full of love for Krishna, so he is becoming overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and he grasps the hand of Sanatan Goswami and recites the following verse. So the next verse is that Bhagavatam verse, which was recited by the women of Mathura. Sumati Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavatam verse. Hare Krishna.
गोप्यस्तपः किम् अचरन् यदमुष्य रूपम् लावण्यसारमसमूर्ध्वमनन्यसिद्धम् दृग्भिः पिबन्ति अनुसवाभिनवं दुरापम् एकान्तधाम यशसः श्रिय ऐश्वरस्य. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Krishna, Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh and unique. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Purport also, Mataji, you can read.
Purport, yeah. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.44.14 was spoken by the women of Mathura when they saw Krishna in the wrestling arena. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So when Krishna went to Mathura as invited by Kamsa, he was there in the wrestling arena, and everyone was looking at Krishna, and everyone had different emotions when they were looking at Krishna. So the women of Mathura, they knew about Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, right? The intimacy. So they are thinking that what austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna. So for some moments when they were seeing Krishna, they were feeling so attracted. So they were thinking, whoa, what is the great fortune of the gopis who had such a long association with Krishna? And then it is mentioned that they drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness, and it is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self perfect, ever fresh, and unique. Now, these are ladies of the city. They have seen more of the world than the village people, like the village people of Vrindavan. But still, there is nothing comparable to Krishna's beauty. So that's why they are saying that Krishna's loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and unique. So that was those are the words spoken by the women of Mathura. Okay. Now let's read 113. Krishnamurti Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Please read.
Mataji, how it is to be recite? Tarunamrita, Parvata, Parvara, Taranga, Lavanya, Sara. Tatse avarta bhavodgamaha. Vis, Vismihi Dhavani Chakravata, Nari Ramana Trunapata. Taha Dubadya na haya udgama. Mataji, I am not in the track.
Yes,
Sorry.
Prabhu, we can read like this. Tarunyamrita paravara tarangalavanya sara tate seya varta bhavodgama vamsi dhvani chakravata nari rama nadrinapata taha dubayana haya udgama. Yeah, Prabhu, you can
Mataji,
read. Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, it is not possible in this regime of life. I can
No
by
problem, Prabhu.
hearing
No problem.
by hearing your so sweet
No, no
words.
problem.
I am
No
fully
problem.
satisfied. I will read translation, Mataji.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, yes. No problem, Prabhu.
Transla-
Please read the translation.
translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The bodily beauty of Sri Krishna is like a wave in the ocean of eternal youth. In that great ocean is the ruleful of the awakening of ecstatic love. The vibration of Krishna's flute is like a whirlwind, and the prickling minds of the gopis are like straws and dry leaves. After they fall down in the whirlwind, they never rise again but remain eternally at the lotus feet of Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So the beautiful description, the beautiful comparisons continue. It is mentioned that the bodily beauty of Sri Krishna is like a wave in the ocean of eternal youth. So beauty of Krishna is like a wave in the ocean of eternal youth. So Krishna's beauty is very youthful. We have read earlier also, right, that his age does not go beyond the Kashora age. He doesn't age as such. So his beauty is like a wave in the ocean of eternal youth, and in that youthful beauty, there is a whirlpool of ecstatic love. Okay, there is a whirlpool of ecstatic love, and the vibration of Krishna's flute is like a whirlwind. So when there is a whirlwind, like a storm, whirlwind kind of a situation, then what happens is the dry leaves from the trees, they fall down, right? So that's what is mentioned here, that the vibration of Krishna's flute is like a whirlwind, and the flickering minds of the gopis are like straws and dry leaves. So the minds of the gopis is compared to straws and dry leaves. After they fall down in the whirlwind, they never rise again but remain eternally at the lotus feet of Krishna. So why are the minds of the gopis compared to straws and dry leaves? Because straws and dry leaves, they are not attached to the tree. So as soon as the whirlwind comes, the dry leaves very easily fall from the tree. So in the same way, the gopis and other great devotees of Krishna, they are not attached to this world. They have a lot of virakti from the world, detachment from the world, and they are fully attached to Krishna. So just hearing this flute of Krishna, just with a little call from Krishna, they are able to easily give up the material bondages, the material attachments, and then they remain at the lotus feet of Krishna. So that is the beautiful description, that just as when there's a whirlwind, the dry leaves easily fall and remain at the lotus feet of Krishna. So in the same way, the minds of the gopis, because they're totally attached to Krishna, they are detached from the world. So a little call from Krishna and they detach themselves completely from the material bondages, and they come to Krishna and they remain always at the lotus feet of Krishna. So that is a very beautiful description. Now let's read 114. Would someone like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Sakhi he kuntapa kaila gopagana Krishna rupa samadhuri pibi pibi netra bhari saghya kare janmatano mana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Oh my dear friend, what severe austerities have the gopis performed to drink his transcendental beauty and sweetness through their eyes in complete fulfillment. Thus they glorify their births, bodies and mind. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. So this is the sentiment of the women of Mathura again, that what severe austerities they would have performed because they got this great fortune of drinking Krishna's transcendental beauty and sweetness through their eyes in complete fulfillment. So the women of Mathura, though we can say that as per the social status, they were of a higher status, living in the city, more affluent families and all that, but they are glorifying the births, bodies and minds of the gopis because they had such attachment to Krishna, they had such deep love for Krishna, and they got the association of Lord Krishna. They were able to be with Krishna. They were able to drink the transcendental beauty of Krishna. Okay. Now let's go to 115. Uma Devi Mataji, please read Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
ये मधुरीरा ऊर्ध्व आना नहीं यार समाना परव्यो में स्वरूपे रगाने ये नो तारी परव्योम अधिकारी ये माधुर्य नहीं नारायणे. Translation by His Divine Grace. The sweetness of Krishna's beauty enjoyed by the gopis is unparalleled. Nothing is equal to or greater than such ecstatic sweetness. Even the predominating deities of the Vaikuntha planets, the Narayanas, do not possess such sweetness. Indeed, none of the incarnations of Krishna up to Narayana possess such transcendental beauty. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
So Krishna's beauty is unparalleled. Even Narayana, predominating deities of Vaikuntha planets, nobody has such sweetness, such beauty. Indeed, none of the incarnations of Krishna up to Narayan possess such transcendental beauty. So, the incarnations of Krishna, they depict different opulences, right? But all those opulences are also coming from Krishna. Krishna is complete in everything. Okay. 116. Would someone like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Tate Sakshi Sai Rama Narayana Priyatama Pativrata Ghanera Upasya Tino ye Madhurya Lobe Chadi Sabha Kama Bhoge Vrata Kari Kari Latapasya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The vivid evidence in this regard is that the dearest consort of Narayana, the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all chaste women, gave up everything in her desire to enjoy Krishna. Being captivated by his unparalleled sweetness, thus she took a great vow and underwent severe austerities. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Mataji. So when the Nagpatnis offer prayers to Krishna, that time they say that even Shri or Lakshmi Devi is doing severe penances in Bilva 1 with folded palms because she wanted to get an entry into the rasa dance. So that is what is mentioned here, that there is vivid evidence that the dearest consort of Narayan, Lakshmi Devi, who is worshipped by all chaste women, she gave up everything in her desire to enjoy Krishna. She really wanted to be a part of the Rasa Leela. Why? Because she was captivated by the unparalleled sweetness of Krishna. Thus, she took a great vow and underwent severe austerities. So, even Lakshmi Devi performs severe austerities to get Lord Krishna. Okay. Uma Devi Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Seita madhurya sara anya siddhi nahi tara tinho madhuryadi guna gani arasaba prakashe tandra datta guna bhase yahanyata prakashe karya jani. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The quintessence of Krishna's sweet bodily luster is so perfect that there is no perfect. He is the immutable mind of all transcendental qualities. In his other manifestations and personal expansions, there is only a partial exhibition of such qualities. We understand all his personal expansions in this way. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Krishna is perfect. Other manifestations and personal expansions, they have qualities from Krishna, but partially. So, one Acharya gives this comparison that in Narsimhadev we see lot of power. Narsimhadev is very, very powerful. Then Lord Ram was very powerful and also very beautiful. His pastimes are also very beautiful. But Lord Krishna, he is very powerful. He has very beautiful pastimes. He is very beautiful, but he's also very merciful. See, because the monkeys who helped Lord Ram build the bridge across the sea, the same monkeys were then rewarded by Lord Krishna, right? And he was feeding those monkeys butter. Then Lord Ram had Ekapatni Vrat, so he could not marry, he could not have any more wives. But Lord Krishna, he took under his care, under his shelter, all the 16,000 princesses who were kidnapped. So Lord Krishna is powerful, he is very beautiful, and he is also very merciful. So everything is in its completeness in Lord Krishna. Okay. 118. Chandana Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Gopi bhava darapana nava nava kshane kshana tarage krishnera madhurya dona kare huda hudi bade mukha nahi mudi nava nava dhunara prachurya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Both the gopis and Krishna are complete. The gopis' ecstatic love is like a mirror that becomes newer and newer at every moment and reflects Krishna's bodily luster and sweetness. Thus, competition increases. Since neither give up, their pastimes become newer and newer, and both sides constantly increase. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So both the gopis and Krishna are complete, and gopis' ecstatic love is like a mirror that becomes newer and newer at every moment and reflects Krishna's bodily luster and sweetness. So this means that when Krishna is looking at the gopis, through Krishna's glance, they feel so much love that their beauty increases. Seeing their beauty, Krishna feels more happy. Seeing Krishna happy, their beauty increases, and that makes Krishna more happy, and this continuously goes on. And it is not just with the gopis, but devotees describe that it is also with things like flowers, that when Krishna looks at a flower, the flower blossoms more. Then Krishna's eyes become bigger seeing the flower, and seeing Krishna's eyes become bigger, the flower blossoms more, the flower starts dancing. This gives Krishna more joy, and in this way this goes on and on and on. So His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj also was telling in one lecture that when Krishna looks at Radharani's beauty increases. Seeing that, Krishna gets happier and more love increases, and Radharani's beauty increases. And he said that I can go on and on and on. So it is continuous. Krishna's beauty, the love of the gopis, their beauty, it is not stagnant. It keeps increasing. So we see that, devotees, the jivas and other devotees, they are all making effort to please Krishna. And when Krishna recognizes that effort, that pleases the devotee. That is why, Prabhupada used to say that, yes, on the path of bhakti, there is struggle, right? I think we are all experiencing it. The path is very simple, but it is not easy. There is struggle, but Prabhupada used to say that this is a very sweet struggle. Why is it a sweet struggle? Because if the devotee sincerely is struggling, trying to make the attempt sincerely, then that sincerity is rewarded by Krishna by giving the devotee that happiness in their heart. So that is why there is a struggle, but it is a very sweet struggle. Okay. And in this verse, we have read that how the beauty of Krishna, the beauty of the gopis, their love, it constantly keeps on increasing. Okay. Now let's go to the next verse, 119. Uma Devi Mataji, please read.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी कर्म तप योग ज्ञान विधि भक्ति जप ध्यान इह ऐते माधुर्य दुर्लभ केवल एराग मार्गे भजे कृष्ण अनुरागे तारे कृष्ण माधुर्य सुलभ Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The transcendental mellows generated from the dealings between the gopis and Krishna cannot be tasted by means of fruitive activity, yogic austerities, speculative knowledge, regulative devotional service, mantra yoga, or meditation. This sweetness can be tasted only through the spontaneous love of liberated persons who chant the holy names with great ecstatic love. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So the beautiful pastimes between Lord Krishna and the gopis, they are transcendental. They are filled with a lot of love and mellows. But they cannot, this beauty, this wonderful taste, this mellow cannot be tasted by any fruitive activity or speculative knowledge. So it is something that cannot be tasted by, people who are just following religion as a ritual, going to temples just as a ritual. So it cannot be tasted by those people, or by yogis who are trying to get mystic powers, or by jnanis who engage in speculative knowledge, or by karmis. Such category of people cannot taste the sweetness. It can only be tasted, the sweetness can only be tasted by those devotees who are rendering loving service to Krishna, who get the spontaneous love. They are liberated, that's why they are mentioned, and who chant the holy names with great ecstatic love. So only they can taste this sweetness. So Krishna's, love for Krishna, Krishna Bhakti is something which is such, which is so potent, which is so high that it cannot be tasted at these lower levels of consciousness. There has to be a lot of love. So mental speculation, just fruitive activity or karma kanda, these things will not help us taste Krishna's love. It is tasted when there is spontaneous love in the heart, when the holy names of the Lord are chanted with that ecstatic love. Okay. So 120. Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Sei Rupa Vrajashraya Aishwarya Madhurya Maya Divya Guna Gana Ratnalaya Anera Vaibhava Shata Krishna Datta Bhagavata Krishna Sarva Amshi Sarvasya Sarvashraya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Such ecstatic transactions between the Krishna and gopis are possible only in Vrindavana, which is full of the opulences of transcendental love. The form of Krishna is the original source of all transcendental qualities. It is like mine of gems. The opulences belonging to the personal expansion of Krishna are to be understood to be bestowed by Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is the original source and shelter of everyone. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
So Krishna is the original source. He is the shelter of everyone. The opulences are there in fullness in Krishna, and from Krishna they come to the various incarnations of Krishna. Okay. So devotees, please don't feel conscious in reading the verses. See, what we are reading in this section, right? It is not through, how wonderfully we are able to recite shlokas, or what meter we are reciting. No, it's okay if you're not able to recite in a particular way. Recite in whichever way you want. Just do it with love, which you all have. So please don't feel conscious in reciting the verses. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So Swati Mataji, you just recited, no, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So Uma Devi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी श्रीलज्जा दया कीर्ति धैर्य वैसरद्धि मति यही सब कृष्णे प्रतिष्ठिता सुशीला मृदु वंदन्या कृष्ण सामा नहीं अन्य कृष्ण करे जागत तेरा हिता ट्रांसलेशन बाय हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय Beauty, humility, mercy, merit, patience, and expert intelligence are all manifested in Krishna. But besides these, Krishna has other qualities like good behavior, mildness, and magnanimity. He also performs welfare activities for the whole world. All these qualities are not visible in expansions like Narayana. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, you can read the purport also.
Okay, Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakura mentions that the qualities of beauty and humility, mercy, merit, patience, and expert intelligence are brilliant qualities, and when they are exhibited in the person of Narayana, one should know that they are bestowed upon Narayana by Krishna. Good behavior, mildness, and magnanimity are found only in Krishna. Only Krishna performs welfare activities for the whole world. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So in this section, there are three things that are being highlighted. The section that we read today, that one is Krishna's beauty, then Krishna's qualities, and the exchange between Krishna and his devotees. The gopis' good fortune in having Krishna as their master, and the exchange with the devotees. So originally Krishna possesses all opulences. Whatever opulences we see in this world also, it is all gifted by Krishna. So these things, the beauty, the qualities, the wonderful pastimes, exchange between Krishna and his devotees, this is all very unique to Lord Krishna. Okay. And the qualities are bestowed not only to jivas but even to Narayana. Whatever qualities Narayana also has, Narayana is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? But the qualities that Narayan also has, they are coming from Krishna. The opulences of Narayan are also given by Krishna only. Okay, now let's read 122. Yeah, Krishnamurti Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Krishna deki nana jana kaila nimishe nindana praja vidhi ninde gopi gana seyi sabha sloka pade Mahaprabhu arthakare sukhe madhurya kare aswadana. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. After seeing Krishna, various people criticize the blinking of their eyes. In Vrindavana, especially, all the gopis criticize Lord Brahma because of his defect in the eyes. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited some verses from Srimad Bhagavatam and explained them vividly, thus enjoying the taste of transcendental sweetness with great happiness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So the gopis are so much in love with Krishna. They were criticizing Lord Brahma because they were saying that the whole day Krishna stays out in the forest. We miss him, and then when he's coming back, we want to drink his beauty fully. But the creator, Brahmaji has made these eyelids, so we are not able to keep our eyes open constantly. So we can imagine the level of elevated consciousness, the level of the gopis. They are able to criticize Brahmaji, saying that there is a defect in the eyes. So Lord Chaitanya is going to next recite this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yasyana makara kundala charu karna Brajatkapol Subhagam Savilasahasam Nityotsavam Natatrupur Drishibhi Pibantyo Naryo Narascha Mudita Kupitan Nimesha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All men and women were accustomed to enjoying the beauty of the shining face of Lord Krishna, as well as his shark-shaped earrings swinging on his ears. His beautiful features, his cheeks, and his playful smiles all combined to form a constant festival for the eyes, and the blinking of the eyes became obstacles that impeded one from seeing that beauty. For this reason, men and women became very angry at the Creator, Lord Brahma. Purport. This verse
Yes.
is Srimad Bhagavatam 9.24.65. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the shloka where the gopis are criticizing Lord Brahma, because they are, and not just gopis, but everyone, men, women, everyone. If they wanted to see the beauty of Krishna's shining face, his shark-shaped earrings swinging on his ears, his beautiful features, cheeks, playful smile, everything. But the blinking of the eyes, because of the presence of the eyelids, that becomes an obstacle that impeded one from seeing that beauty. So they wanted to see Krishna continuously. They did not want even, how much time does it take for us to blink our eyes? It's just a fraction of a second. But they didn't want even that fraction of a second to come in between. Okay, so this shows their taste for bhakti. Otherwise, when we lack a taste for bhakti, then we give excuses in our life. So, okay, I could not do this because of this problem, because of this reason. I was busy with this, I was busy with that. When a person has great taste for hearing Krishna's name, seeing Krishna's form, or chanting Krishna's name, or any other bhakti process, when there is a taste, then we give up all excuses, and that shows a complete absorption in our devotional life. So the gopis and the people of Braj, they were so much in love with Krishna that they did not want that even a fraction of a second should come in between them looking at Krishna's beautiful form. Okay. Chandana Mataji, 123.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yasyananam. This one is already read, I think, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji, that's fine. Yasyanam Makara Kundala Charu Karna. That is fine.
Just now, Tumati Mataji has read this verse, I think.
This is done.
Yes, Mataji.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry,
Mataji.
Mataji. I didn't
24
move.
Mataji.
Sorry, I
124.
didn't move. 1 second. Yeah, sorry, Mataji. 124.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
अटति यद् भवान् अह्निकाननं तृतीयुगायते त्वाम् अपश्यताम् कुटिलकुन्तलं श्रीमुखं च ते जडा उदीक्ष्यताम् पक्ष्मकृदृश्याम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curly hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us. And we consider the Creator who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you to be simply a fool. Thank you, Mataji. Perfect. This verse is spoken by Gopis in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.31.50. Thank you,
Yes,
Mataji.
thank you, Haripur. So this is what they are saying, that when you go to the forest, we do not see your sweet face. And then, when you come back, and they are calling actually Brahmaji, they are saying that the Creator who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you to be a simply a fool. So only the gopis can say such a thing, because they are so much in deep love with Lord Krishna. A moment seems like ages. 125. Swati Mataji, want to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
कामगायत्री मन्त्ररूपा हया कृष्णेर स्वरूपा सार्थ छबीस अक्षर Tarahaya Te Akshara Chandrahaya Krishne Kari Udaya Trijagat Kaila Kamamaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is identical with the Vedic hymn known as the Kama Gayatri, which is composed of 24 and a off syllable. Those syllables are compared to moons that arise in the Krishna. Thus, all three words are filled with desire. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So now this section is going to talk about the Kama Gayatri. Now, Kama Gayatri is actually this mantra that comes from Krishna's flute, and Brahmaji hears this, and that tells him how to do the tapasya. It is actually a very confidential mantra, and it is not to be recited loudly. So here it is mentioned that Lord Krishna is identical with the Vedic hymn known as Kama Gayatri, and it is composed of 24 and a half syllables. Those syllables are compared to moons that arise in Krishna. So we are going to read in the coming few verses about how those moons are arising in Krishna. Thus, all three worlds are filled with desire. So the upcoming verses are going to talk more about Kam Gayatri. Okay. Now let's read 126. Would someone like to read? Yeah, Krishnamurti Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sakiye he Krishna Mukha Dvija Raja Raja Krishna Vapu Sri Simhasane Vasi Rajya Sasane Kare Sange Chandrera Samaja. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki Jai. The face of Krishna is the king of all moons, and the body of Krishna is the throne. Thus, the king governs the society of moons. Shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu,
Purport
please read.
A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki Jai. Krishna face is considered the king of moons, and his body is considered the throne. All the other Chandras, moons, are considered to be subordinate moons. His left cheek is a moon. Considered to half moon. The spot of sandalwood pulp on his forehead is considered a moon, and his finger nails and toe nails are also different moons. Super. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna is Vrindavan Chandra. So it is mentioned here that the face of Krishna is the king of all moons, body of Krishna is the throne. So on that throne of Krishna's body is the face of Krishna, which is the king of all moons. Thus the king governs a society of moons. So Prabhupada explains in the purport that Krishna's face is considered the king of moons and his body is considered the throne. All the other Chandra's moons are considered to be subordinate. So it is Krishna who is considered the king of moons. Everyone else is subordinate. His left cheek is a moon, his right cheek is a moon, his forehead is considered as a half moon. The spot of sandalwood pulp on his forehead is considered a moon, and his fingernails and toenails are also different moons. So if we count, then in his feet, 5 plus 5, 10 there, then 5 plus 5, 10 in his fingers, then 2 cheeks, so that brings 10 plus 10 plus 2, 22. Then Krishna's forehead is half moon, so 22 and a half. And then sandalwood pulp is considered also as a moon. So in this way, and this description is going to continue for a few verses. So maybe Mataji will take this up tomorrow. But the point here is that Krishna is Vrindavan Chandra. So whenever we see the moon is very, very beautiful, right? We have to understand that all moons are subordinate to Krishna. Krishna is the king of moons and his whole body is considered as the throne. Okay, so we are on 126 and we'll stop here today. If there are any questions or any comments or anything you would like to discuss, we can spend a few minutes for that. Otherwise, we'll stop here.
It was a nectarian class, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very
Thank you so
beautiful
much.
verses, Mataji. Yeah,
Mataji, it's very beautiful.
yeah, it's a description and such words are used, right? I mean, to compare, Krishna's beauty and the mood of the gopis. Very, very beautiful section.
Especially the whirlwind
all those, Mataji. The very nice
Yeah.
comparison.
Yes, Mataji, very, very unique and very. I was reading it for this kind of comparison for the first time, and understanding why gopis are compared to dry leaves and twigs. That's very, very beautiful. Yeah, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. That
Author
he gave.
Kaviraj is so blissful, no Mataji. At that age
Yes,
also, he has written so much.
yes, yes, Mataji, spending so much time
Ah,
to describe everything. I mean, he could
yes,
say that, okay, Krishna is very beautiful, gopis are very attached to Krishna. But going
yes,
into such details to describe that attachment and Krishna's beauty, it is just
he has
amazing.
taken nails, fingers, forehead,
Yeah,
everything he has described. So
yes,
beautiful.
very beautiful. Yeah. So
Hare
thank you
Krishna
all.
Mataji.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for
Thank you.
joining.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatruभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च
पतितानां
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
वैष्णवृंद की जय, श्री चैतन्य
Hare
चरितामृत की जय,
की
श्रीला
जय
कृष्णदास कविराज स्वामी की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. Hare
Hare
Krishna. Thank you all.
Hare Krishna.
Dhanvat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna
Krishna
Mataji.
Thank you,
Jai.
Hare
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Jai.